Good.
Do some
Doctor,
podcasting.
slap me dumb.
Kathleen Kennedy in the news this week, boys.
Really?
Oh, yeah?
KK?
Yeah, remember KK? We was,
The lady what's in charge of the Lucasfilm.
that's right. And she will be for another 3 years. Kathleen Kennedy pens a 3-year deal with Lucasfilm
Only
and Disney.
3 years? Come on, guys.
Oh, they're firing her. That's firing. That's a firing. That's like kicking her right out the door. That's just saying, Kathleen Kennedy, we deem you unfit. You are not mouse material.
So there's a lot of celebrating, a lot of weeping and gnashing of teeth, and
What?
everything in between.
Is
Yeah.
that really?
Yeah.
I would no. I would say there is a lot of celebrating, a lot of rejoicing, and there's a weeping and gnashing of teeth somewhere.
A singular.
There's some.
Oh no, there's people out there.
I know, of course there are. But at the same time, I could say something like, hey, everybody loves The Money
Raymond?
Pit, the greatest cinema event of all time. But there are some people who don't. They're just wrong. That's all. They're just wrong. You don't have to. We don't have to be fair and balanced, Mike. We don't even put that in our
What?
commercial taglines.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is your Lightspeed fix. It's literally a drug innuendo.
Yeah.
We do not have to be credible. anymore.
Yeah.
Drugs.
So, of course, like I said, a lot of people celebrating Kathleen Kennedy. This comes on the heels of her Oscar
Oscar announcement.
that hasn't taken place yet. I
No,
guess.
the Oscars are at the opposite end of the year that we
Her
are. Right now.
honorary
Gotcha.
Oscar.
Her honorary.
Yeah, the one that
Oscar.
only
It's coming up.
5 people have ever won in the history of.
And you know what happened to Bill
And she's getting
Cosby's?
one.
You know what happened to Bill Cosby's honorary achievements?
no.
Is that not comparable?
Why is Bill Cosby?
Well, wait a
coming-
minute.
Did they vacate those?
Yeah, he's
Kathleen
no
Kennedy
longer.
do something I didn't know
I don't
about.
get the connection.
He's no longer Dr. Cosby. I'm just saying.
They took his
They gave it to
doctor license
Kathleen
away?
Kennedy. It's Dr. Kennedy now.
No, they should have.
Is that
They should have. They should have. You're like, you know, Bill. I'm sorry, but no, now.
Yeah.
No, now. But now we're sitting on this thing. What are we going to do with it?
Yeah.
Here we got this honorary doctorate bouncing around.
Yeah.
People are tripping over it in the hallways.
That's the rule. I mean, when one falls, another must rise.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
yeah, it's just otherwise
It's like
just
Highlander.
That's the reference.
They're
Thank
originally
you.
going to kill each other.
yeah, it's like ignoring your destiny. There's like this nagging thing in the back of everybody's minds all the time. Who's going to get the honorary doctorate?
There can
Okay,
be
so
only one.
If you all remember,
Dr. Kathleen Kennedy
podcasts
confirmed.
ago that there was rumors going around that maybe Kathleen Kennedy was either going to step down or possibly be let go, that type of thing. I think on our side of things, we kind of took.
Let go. What's my severance? I mean,
yeah, the let go. I think was a stretch.
they walked her to her car.
I think I've kind of felt like the whole time if she was gonna. Well, they did make the announcement. When we heard it was either going to be September or it was going to be January. September being the fiscal year end for
So
Disney.
long story
So-
short, this rumor was because her contract was not yet renewed.
Right. Had
That's what it sounds like.
Not yet been renewed, but I mean, with some of the controversy that came out with, Solo not doing as well at the box office and maybe some of the controversy surrounding Last Jedi, there was a lot of folks speculating that perhaps maybe that her time had come to an end. Obviously, that is not true.
No.
Haha.
They did not tell her, KK, thanks for all your work, but this isn't working out, so you can pick up your honorary doctorate and your Grammy at the door.
And your Grammy, that's right. Yep, sitting on a stack of little
She's
gramophones.
halfway to an EGOT.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I felt like if she was going to leave, it was going to be on her own terms. Like she had,
A really long headache.
Yeah, right. Because things have not gone smoothly. I mean, let's be honest about it. We've talked about this. I mean, things have not gone smoothly there.
No. Wait. We've never talked about any type of disruption in the absolute elation of the Star Wars community. So your insinuations, I find accurate. Never mind. Everything what you said was accurate. That's true.
We're one big happy family, Mike.
Yeah, I didn't say we weren't.
Except for you.
What?
Yeah,
No,
Mike.
I'm just saying that not everything has been hunky-dory over there, so people
it's true.
speculating, and that ends up not being true. And I mean, I'm not surprised. Is anybody here surprised that she's...
No.
I mean,
Nope.
Again, there's no surprise to me that she wasn't let go. I don't think that was ever on the table.
Nope.
If she was going to leave, it would have been, I feel like, on her own terms. That she would have left because she'd done what she could with it.
But the image of it is hilarious to me. Like Kathleen Kennedy sitting in her cubicle at Disney.
Cubicle.
You're right.
The like security day guy walks up and says,
Is it underneath Cinderella's castle?
Miss Kennedy, can I have a word with you in the conference room, please?
Uh-oh.
No, okay. No, at the same time, you guys
can you bring your things with you?
You guys cannot tell me that, okay, just because she's renewed her contract, that doesn't mean that Disney hasn't sat down and had a come to Jesus meeting.
Oh no,
this is the thing. You want someone who is going to learn from mistakes,
right?
Admit them, and move on. Like
we've already seen some of that.
I mean, if you have like a CEO in place who just like sticks with their guns and says, "No, I made the right decision," and black and white, I'm the one who got it right.
Right.
Kick them out the door. But if you have an established leader who's proven that they can actually change and adapt, that's so much better than a fresh slate.
That's right.
Sure.
Yeah. Bob Iger he took all the blame himself, though. So
he did.
The Bobiger?
The Bobiger, yeah.
No, and I think that's probably justified. I mean, I would imagine that Disney out of the gates was like, okay, we got to crank these babies out because we got to make back this investment, blah, blah, blah. So I actually believe that there was pressure on Disney's side to crank this stuff out.
Yeah.
And obviously there's been some tough lessons learned. And, because I don't want to look at this because, again, there are apologists on one side that are just saying, see, there's nothing to see here. Everything's fine.
It's hard to tell how close. It's hard to tell how close Disney is to recouping their $4.9 billion or whatever. We can say that, okay, they spent so much money on these films and they made so much money back on them, but I don't think they've made as much back as they've expected to at this point. So obviously, from a business perspective alone, it's going to be sit down and go, okay, let's reassess and figure out a plan going forward because we're still in the red for our investment. Most likely.
Right, and I agree, but it's not just the financial investment. Obviously, again, the bumps in the road, man, the Josh Tranks and the Lord Millers and, and all those hiccups along the way, too, aren't fun. And, Solo being
a really good movie that no one saw, right?
That cost $300 million to make, which is more expensive than any other Star Wars movie to date.
Sure do.
I mean, obviously, so there are things that they obviously have sat down and talked about.
Indeed.
Maybe saying a come to Jesus moment is a little too harsh, but obviously, at least in my opinion, Disney and Luke and Kathleen Kennedy has sat down and said, okay, these are things that we've got to learn from, we've got to move forward from. Obviously they've come to terms, to that with each other, and they feel like, Kathleen Kennedy's the one to take them forward. So, let me ask you guys this though: anything to the 3-year deal? I mean, it seems pretty. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know what a 3-year deal is in the pantheon of deals.
You also don't know who said 3 years. You don't know if it was Disney said 3 years or Kathleen said, "I'm willing to commit to another 3 years."
We don't know that.
Nope.
I think there was probably like a negotiation process, and she said, I want 3 years. And they're like, okay, but we're moving your office window from like Pirates of the Caribbean to like Presidents of the United States ride.
I wanted to get closer to whatever the secret club at Disney is. I just forgot.
Club?
The one with suspenders, worked at CNN. You remember. Anyway.
So she got 3 years, but she has to stare.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this, because right now Disney's only committing to, through recent articles to Ep9 and whatever they're doing with the Game of Thrones guys, okay? So that technically, 2021 puts Kathleen Kennedy at maybe 2 movies.
Yeah.
Plus all the other stuff that they're going on. So,
and hopefully a lot more stable planning than what we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years.
True, but I don't know. Do you think that she continues after the 3 years, or do you think this is just kind of let me finish what we started and then bye?
I'm gonna let you finish.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, pass the buck. Because I kind of feel like 3 years.
Why not? Again, she's getting like a lifetime achievement Oscar, more or less.
Well,
her and her husband.
Besides that, I just feel like.
But I'm saying, like with that body of work, why would you want to commit to more than that? Like at some point, you're like, I've done enough.
Well,
I can now just do a ad hoc kind of thing,
right? And just like all of us, she's not getting any younger either. So
hey. You take those words back. She's immortal, to me, like the head of Pete Rose.
Like a Highlander.
To me, it feels like the 3 years is enough time for her to get Ep9 done and to get the Game of Thrones, movies off the ground, and to, in the meantime, find someone to hand the company off to.
Mike,
does that seem reasonable?
It does. Could I remind you with your gesticulations on the table that Garrick's tripod is made out of vice grips?
Hey, guys.
Okay. Well, I'll be sure to knock it over.
Or do I need to get another foam pad so you can gesticulate onto it? That might help, actually.
Have you guys seen the new press on this?